Let's Eat Orlando with Amy Drew and Biggie. I'm Amy Drew.
I am Biggie. What's going on?
We're gonna still talk sandwiches, which is your thing because it's still National Sandwich Month.
Yes, it's everyday sandwich month, but yes, August sandwich month. So
I'm
I
super
absolutely
hungry
love it.
right now, so this is gonna be a half hour of torture for me because I'm not gonna
Well,
eat on camera and torture everybody else.
that and the fact that we get hungry every time we talk together,
That
so
is
that
true,
doesn't
but
help.
I haven't eaten yet in a while.
Okay. Are you a faster? Do you do like what's it called?
Intermittent
Intermittent fasting?
fasting? I do not. I do
Okay.
not. I'm not good at fasting. Like I'll do it if I have to for the doctor, but I want to eat. I've tried it. I've done it kind of inadvertently, but yeah, I'm not a faster. It's not my technique.
Yeah,
I
I'm the same.
exercise instead.
I'm the same as you. I don't really intermittent fast, but I do sometimes forget to eat while I'm doing my corporate job. And
Mhm.
then when I do have to fast for when it comes to like for like medical stuff, I pretty much go like 6 o'clock in the morning and do the blood work.
Yes,
I'm not messing around.
same,
Yeah.
same.
All right.
But
So let's
speaking
talk
of breakfast,
sandwiches.
yeah, speaking of breakfast, we last week I wrote about a pop-up where they do egg sandwiches. That's their thing. So I thought it would be a fun thing to talk about because, regional egg sandwiches, you got the bacon, egg, and cheese in New York, and it has to have the Kaiser roll, and it's only good if they cook it on the flat top and all the bacon grease. And then Jersey's got the Taylor ham, Taylor pork roll, depending on where in Jersey you're from, and it's a thing. But these guys
Yeah.
have it. They've got some really good systems going. So
So what's the name of this? What's the name of them? And then what? Talk. Let's talk a little bit about them.
They are called Egg Dose. They're a pop-up. They are at Sunset Bodega downtown in the South Eola district on Thursday and Friday. What a cute place, by the way, Sunset Bodega. And they are in Winter Garden at the Farmers Market, I believe, on Saturday, and they are in at Lake Eola on Sunday at the Orlando Farmers Market. And they have lines. Like they have lines for their sandwiches.
So I know you're very picky on when it comes to like the breads and stuff like that. So what do you get to choose the bread? What kind of bread does it come in? Tell me about the eggs. I'm just kind of
They
curious because if it's
do
egg dose, do you get? I know it's egg dose, like a dose of eggs, but do you get
correct.
2 eggs or
You
what's the
get
story?
2 eggs. They have varieties where it's like they do kind of like poached eggs, and you pop them, and like the yolks come squishing out, and it's really good. They also do amazing like French style scrambled eggs. So it's like a really fluffy, soft scrambled egg with like probably an obnoxious amount of butter in it. I didn't watch the whole process, but I'm sure that must be what's going on. It's really good. Um, the bread is all the same. It's Beneficial Bread's brioche buns. So
Okay.
they are using locally made, really good brioche, and that's what you get. There's no option.
Comes with cheese.
Depends on what you get.
Okay.
They have like a classic that's basically like eggs Benedict with this planky bacon. Like they're like thick planks of bacon. With hollandaise. I got that without the hollandaise because I wanted to really check out the egg, and I'm not the biggest hollandaise fan. It was
Yeah.
delicious without it. They do one called the French toast where they literally, oh no, it's called the maple dose. But they turn the brioche into French toast.
Okay.
And that's with scrambled eggs, and they give you a little maple syrup and you can drizzle it on there. It's good stuff.
It sounds good. I like the idea of it. That's kind of like one of those where we don't really have. I would say we really don't have like an egg place like that does egg sandwiches. I mean, obviously you can go to Stasio's, great breakfast sandwich there.
Amazing. Yeah.
You can go to 7 Bites, they make breakfast sandwiches there. So we definitely there's egg opportunities, but like a place that just does like, hey, this is all we do.
Yeah, it's egg
That's
sandwiches,
pretty
and they
cool.
do special ones. Like originally from Colombia, so they did this really fun one that has like steak on it. I've seen they have like a couple of specials, but they have like a stock list, and the sandwiches weigh a ton. They cost around, they start I think at like maybe $12, $13, but it's like a whole breakfast and they pack it really cute in these little boxes that kind of hold it together. But the thing weighs a ton. So, I mean, you
That
watch them, he makes it right there, super fresh.
is it like two? Is it usually like two people or two or three people, and they have like one's like taking the orders, almost like food truck style, where they have like one's taking the order, the other two are like cracking open eggs and prepping
Kind of. I
sandwiches.
didn't go, I'm very lucky. I did not go like peak busy. I didn't have to wait on the line that they get.
Got it.
People wait though; they're happy to wait on the line. They have extra people, I think, on the weekends. They have a couple of people on the weekends who come in and also help. Um, but it's really good. I mean, do you have like a go-to? I try to recreate. My boyfriend recreated a really good New York City egg sandwich because we were able to get the good Kaiser roll. And the key really is to cook the eggs in the bacon grease to kind of mimic that.
So you cook the bacon first, then
The bacon's
cook
like
the eggs.
cooking while you're cooking
Yeah,
the eggs, and then you can
yeah.
move them over. But yeah, and then maybe a little bacon grease on the inside of the bun of the
I like
Kaiser
that.
roll.
What when you say good Kaiser roll, where did he get a good Kaiser roll?
I don't remember. This was a while back when he did it.
Okay.
But I know the last time I checked, you could kind of get a decent one at Pickles. I think they actually imported them from New
Okay.
York. Like you could buy a bag of 8 of them in the frozen and take them home.
Can't go anything.
They
Can't go
don't
wrong with that.
have, I don't know why. It seems like those things are ubiquitous up north, and you can't really find like that exact kind with the poppy seeds on them, and
Yeah.
they have that very specific sort of beach ball kind of
Look.
shape.
Yes.
I don't know.
For me, I mean, basically, I love, I do. What's interesting to me is I'm typically not. I don't like. I enjoy an egg. I'll enjoy it like a Taylor ham, egg and cheese. I'll do something like that. I will have like I would try an egg dose, sandwich.
Oh, they're good.
But I don't.
You're
I
not
don't
gonna be
usually
disappointed.
like. But for me, it's like a lot of times. Like I sometimes. I'm gonna say it. I think to a degree, depending on how you make it, I sometimes think breakfast can be overrated. I'd rather just have lunch. Like, so in the sense that like I kind of like I will sometimes, I don't know, I just like I don't get me wrong, I like pancakes. But when I eat pancakes, I'm like, I'll eat pancakes. And then I'm like, if I'm gonna have eggs as my protein, I'd rather have probably a turkey sandwich or something to do with that case. It's like weird, one of those weird things. So I do love like I will and I think a lot of it is also like I don't sometimes digest eggs as well. However,
I mean, if they don't,
I pretty much
make you feel good.
correct. So like they just don't digest that well. So I think that, but I think it all depends on how they're cooked because I don't like wet, runny eggs where I think that they're not cooked all the way. So then automatically my brain kind of goes like,
I prefer them soft to super, super done. If it has to be one way or the other, I'd rather them be soft. But I like runny fried eggs. And I like soft scrambled eggs. So I think I'm less egg squeamish.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I do like a runny egg. Like I like a fried egg with a yolk on it. Yeah, I love that.
Oh,
idea.
okay.
I'm fine with that. I think for me, it's more like the runny scrambled. I just feel like maybe a few seconds longer just to make sure I'm not gonna get sick afterwards.
You should definitely, if you go to Egg Dose, then get the Benedict one with or without the hollandaise, because then it's like the poached eggs. Yeah. Because
I want to try that.
I do want to try it. I love it, but you may not like it.
No, I don't think I just don't. I don't know why. It's just, I think it's just a habit thing where I'm like, just doesn't do it for me. But I mean, I will say when I want a breakfast sandwich, I pretty much will say that I pretty much will tell everyone Stasio's. I go to Stasio's, get a breakfast sandwich.
They have great.
I do that. We've talked about it before.
Mm-hmm. Do you like egg salad? Because I love egg salad.
I feel like
egg salad is so underrated and not enough people serve it.
So have you read or have you heard how 7-Eleven, and I know we like to talk local, but I'm just kind of curious. Have you read or heard about how in Japan, egg salad sandwiches very popular and that 7-Eleven is trying to up level their food and they're now trying to create these egg salad sandwiches at their 7-Elevens. Have you heard anything about this?
No, but I'm gonna go to Japan soon, and I'm gonna eat the hell out of all those sandwiches when I go.
So when you go to Japan and have it, I'm going to give you an assignment of you having to go there and do it, because then I want to have you do, I want you to
Me
have a
take
video
like
where,
video in the
yeah,
convenience.
a video of you enjoying one, because I will say my friend lives in Japan and he says the 7-Elevens are like actual places you actually want to dine in,
Oh yeah.
as opposed to here in the United States. And I seen videos of it, of people talking about how like this egg salad sandwich in Japan, and like showing the ingredients and reading over everything, and then looking at the one in 7-Eleven here in the States and how it's very different.
Well, the
I
thing
just
is if
don't.
people are eating them, then you know that they're fresh because they're going out the
Correct.
door.
Correct.
If people aren't eating them, you're like, egg salad can
Yeah.
be sus like that.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. But yes, I do like a good egg salad sandwich. That is, I never have a problem eating one of those, as long as I'm eating it, as long as I'm not eating out of a 7-Eleven. I'm pretty much will I pretty much will order it at a deli. It's one of those where I think it's a very not common or very often selected item to order, but yeah.
do you know who does a good? I don't think that they call it egg salad on purpose because people go egg salad. I think he calls it like a deviled egg smash. And so people are like, I don't know what it is with people. Did you ever see that meme where it's like, I'm going to go eat, a dozen hard boiled eggs. You want to join me? No way. Hey, man, look at all these deviled eggs. Oh, I'm in. Like you call them deviled eggs and people are like all on them.
Who makes a deviled smash
I think
sandwich?
that's what he calls it. It's the classic in Thornton Park, the classic Thornton Park.
Okay.
Chef Brian. He makes good sandwiches. Have you eaten there yet?
I have not.
We need to go
The
there.
classic.
Yeah,
I'm
we
writing
need to
this
go there.
down.
It's in Burton's. It's joined up with Burton's. It's where the old Hen and Hog was.
Yes.
Yeah, he does great sandwiches there. And one of them is this deviled egg smash, which is essentially like an egg salad sandwich, but I think he likes egg salad. And everybody was like, egg salad, gross. And then he made this egg salad, but he doesn't call it that. And people are like, oh, this is great.
This is great. No, I like that. I think that's good. I'm all about
It's
that.
very good.
So you had asked me to wear my po' boy shirt next
Yes.
time we spoke.
Yes, I love
from
that
last
shirt.
week's episode.
Bought that
So
for
tell
Steven.
me, I know you wrote as well during Sandwich Week. You wrote about a place that does po' boys. So let's talk po' boys.
Why don't you tell me what's your favorite? I mean, you could get just about anything on a po' boy.
Yeah,
if you go
I
to
mean, a
New
po' boy
Orleans. Like,
technically,
there's no-
yes, a po' boy technically is. I sometimes will say that's like what they call it. That's the nomenclature of what they call it at, like in New Orleans. I would say it's like usually French bread, and it's usually. But I've seen po' boys that like they'll say, "Hey, there's a po' boy with a roast beef po' boy."
Yeah,
So
it's
I think
great.
it just kind of,
Well, or
you
you
know,
could just get the roast beef, too.
correct.
Also.
You know what I mean? So a lot of times I feel like that's just like a name that they give it based on the location, even though I will say the bread plays a factor on that. But I think like I love a good shrimp po' boy. I enjoy a good po' boy. I think there's just something, I think it's something simple in the sense of like, how they kind of do it. The ingredients are great. That's pretty much a lot of times how I prefer to eat my seafood sandwiches, as a po' boy, unless I'm having like a blackened grouper sandwich. But and a lot of times like if I want a po' boy, I usually go to King Cajun is where I go. That's usually my spot. Especially since I think she makes the bread there as well.
I can't resist like just getting like a big tray when I go there. So when I get like, I want that seafood steamy, so like, I just don't. Whenever I go to
you get the boil. You get the boil then?
I always have to get like a big tray of seafood with. I can't go there and get the po' boy. I can't. Well,
so what's funny is this.
Intent, but then I'm going to be eating crawfish out of a tin tray.
So I've done a sandwich eat up there in the past, because I do enjoy them. And then the other thing that's funny is, just like you always get the crawfish boil, when I go there, it's been a little while since I've been there, but when I used to go there, my family, we would all eat like pretty much together. So I would get everything but a crawfish boil. So we would get a large shrimp po' boy. I would get their wings, their house wings. I don't know why, I just loved it.
Right.
And then I would
No,
get a
no,
large.
everybody loves which is the sauce?
It's like
Everybody loves
it's like a house sauce. It's like, but it's
yes,
like a mix of like.
but there's like Chef Jason Campbell like copies the sauce, like he names things after stuff at King Cajun. Like I can't think of the name of the sauce, like the wing sauce. Why can't I think of
It's
it? Oh, I'm blanking.
it's ridiculous. And then we
I'm
get the
failing you,
large
Orlando.
jambalaya, right? The large jambalaya is the other thing that we get.
I would eat that. I'm doing a search now because it's going to drive me nuts. I'm consulting the Oracle.
But that is usually my go-to. But you, and when you provide the name, and then I do want to talk about, because I know you wrote about a place that does po' boys that I haven't tried yet, that I wanted to hear about. What is it?
The shebang sauce.
Yes, that sauce is great.
It's so great.
Super good.
Yes, the Bayou Kitchen and Bar in Longwood, which is run by a bunch of guys from New Orleans. The chef is from New Orleans. And yeah, po' boy, when you go to New Orleans, like places that sell po' boys, like a lot of them sell, there's like 20 different kinds. There's like 30 different kinds. There's a lot. The place that I go, I try other things whenever I go, but my favorite at Johnny's is gator sausage po' boy.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's so good. So good. But they have a great po' boy there. They have a bunch of different kinds, and they bring their bread in from Leidenheimer's in New Orleans because, you know, these guys are the real deal, and they're like, you can't, that's what the story was called. You can't just put it on a sub roll and call it a po' boy. It's not the same. You can't go to Publix and just pick up hoagie rolls or whatever you call them and call it a po' boy. These guys are serious. It has to be like good French bread from New Orleans because the humidity is different, the bread is different, the crust is different, the flake is different, whatever. And so they bring in their bread, 3-4 times a week.
How did you, I don't know if you've ever asked this to anyone, like, because there's got to be a cost, like how much bread are they bringing in to keep it, one, fresh, and two, the shipping cost of the bread has to be crazy to constantly ship that much bread over.
Are crazy on everything, but bread doesn't weigh that much. So, if it goes by that, then I don't know. And obviously, if you're buying a lot, if you're selling a lot, it's staying fresh. You're bringing it in a few times a week. Obviously, you're selling it out to sell all those. So the bread is, it's nice. The bread is fresh. This is one of the most popular things I sell because people love a good sandwich.
So they also sell the bread if you wanted to buy the bread, if you wanted to make like your own.
Sell the bread. No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Like I know, like at Palms, they ship their bread. They bring in their bread, but you can buy their amazing bread if you wanted to as a loaf. If no one's ever knew that, next time you go visit Palms and you're like, oh my God, this pumpernickel is amazing, just ask if you could buy a loaf and they will sell you a loaf.
Yeah. But no, they do not do that at the Bayou. They keep all the French bread for the po' boys. So order a po' boy. They do shrimp. They do gator sometimes at brunch. They do catfish. I think they'll do redfish. They do a bunch of stuff. There's several different kinds.
What is your go-to? I know you said you get the gator sausage, but do you have like a go-to usually if you're going to go, if you're like in New Orleans or po' boy wise, like what you usually get?
That's what I get. I go to Johnny's. I get the gator sausage always, and okay. I'll usually try. I've tried a bunch of the fried catfish is amazing. What did Tucker get? Fried oysters, and they do that at the Bayou also. So oyster po' boy would be my jam if I'm going to get the fried stuff. But the gator sausage there is just fully dressed. It's like humongous. You're not going to finish it. So you're either sharing it or then you have, leftovers for your Airbnb fridge or your little hotel fridge.
Yes.
Midnight.
So the Bayou, I definitely want to check them out. The Bayou and you said they're in.
I need to go visit them.
We have a lot of places we have to go to.
Yes, we should make a once a week field trip. I think
that would be a fun excursion to be able to do. Mm-hmm. What other sandwiches Do you have you like looked at or talked about, as we're getting closer to the end of the month, are there any other sandwiches that you've written about or styles of sandwiches?
Well, since this is not going to drop until after, I think it's
Yeah.
safe to say that I had some of the focaccia sandwiches at Mama Napoli, which is a brand new, absolute 1,000,000% gem in Winter Park. You gotta go. You gotta go. I'll send you some pictures. They make the bread there. They make the long bread, the frusta, and they make the focaccia there. Air bubbles like this, like you can stick your thumb in it and hold the sandwich steady because the bread is so beautiful.
And then what kind of what kind of sandwiches do they make with that over at Mama
Everything is
Napoli?
imported. They do prosciutto. I had one called the Sofia that was mortadella with burrata and pistachio pesto that they make in house and arugula. And it was one of the best sandwiches that I have had in recent memory. So good and huge, a huge sandwich. So good. So good.
I think that the fact that they make the bread, I think that's like let's just be honest. The key to that is like the bread on a lot of these things.
They
Like I
make
think,
the bread, they bring all of either they make it or it's from Italy. So all of these things are from Italy. They bring in mozzarella from Italy. They'll even order special ones for you because they have a little grocery store too with all products from Italy, pastas, cookies, oil, all the flour, caputo flour, all of that stuff. And he also makes a husband and wife that own it. They are from Naples, and he also makes all the pastry, bombolone, um, sfogliatelle, all the good stuff.
I love
He
it.
makes it. He makes all of it.
That sounds super super good.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. You must go.
Have you noticed a trend of more of these type of restaurants, or market like restaurant slash markets type of thing? Have you noticed something more of that, like where they're importing more of the great ingredients into store, like, and then becoming part of the storefront as part of something that they're doing? Have
I
you
don't
noticed anything
know.
like
I
that?
don't know. I mean, there's some new places that have opened, but there are already so many good ones. There are so many good, like Middle Eastern markets where you can get food, sit down at a counter or at a table, but it's also a market that has all of
Yeah.
these great products. There are Indian places that are like that, where there's grocery but you can also either you can get food to go. Um, there are a lot of those kinds of places,
Yeah, which I think
they
I love those type of places.
and
I think those
obviously
are
now, they've had a few in Mills 50, and now we're going to have Mills Market, where Tianhong is now turning into a place where it's going to be a little bit of a market, but also have all of this great food
yeah.
there. So
Yeah,
I don't
which I think
know. Have
is,
you?
yeah, I mean, I see it, but I appreciate it. Like I love things like that where you can go and you can eat a sandwich and then go do some shopping and then get to try get the more authentic flavors in a market. I think
Right. You're
that's
like,
like,
oh, is this spread? Do you sell this? And then you can go
yeah.
right over to
Yeah.
the
Or
shelf.
hey, have you tried this? This is what we use. And you're like, oh,
Right.
I want to try that. Like, yeah,
Right.
I definitely want that. Like, it's like, I think those are the things that, you kind of tend to be more open to try those things, because you're like, okay, well, I know about this, or it's at the store and and then someone can maybe even talk to you a little bit more, kind of be a little bit more understanding of like, oh, this is what this product is, and you can go and buy it from them. So yeah, I think those are my favorites, to go into like places like that where it's kind of like a little mix of, a little shopping, a little eating. You can't go wrong with something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
go to Shiraz Market, like I can't leave that place without like three different kinds of nuts before I go. They have like they have a section and it's just like there's 500 different kinds of nuts or dried fruit or something.
What let's Since we're talking sandwiches, and I know a lot, we talked some new places and stuff like that. Let's talk a little bit about, for a few minutes, let's talk a little bit about some of the places, some of your other favorite sandwich places that maybe should be getting the love or haven't gotten the love, or
I
just
want to
maybe the
hear this
fact
from you. You are the
you want to hear
sandwich
this from
guy.
me. I
Yeah.
know, like, I mean, granted, like, I people like, so yes, the number one question, one of the number one questions is like, what kind of sandwich, like, what's your favorite sandwich? I get that one. What's your favorite sandwich? Where can I get the best sandwich? A lot of times I then tell them, my given answer is always, well, it depends on what you're in the mood for, depends on where you're located and where you want to go and where you want
Yeah,
to
that's
drive
always a
to.
big thing for me, part of
Like,
town. Like, because I'll
like,
say something and they're like, "Oh, but I live in Kissimmee." And I'm like, "Well, you got to lead with that."
yeah, tell me where you're going or what you're doing. Like, I have friends, so like for me, like if I'm willing, if I want to do the drive, obviously, like, Yellow Dog Eats, can't go wrong. Like, they make good food, great sandwiches at Yellow Dog Eats. They've always been a very popular choice. They're just kind of like not in my neck of the woods because that's not where I live. Um, so a lot of times there's that. I mean, but then there's always, like, I tell people, like, it just depends on where you want to eat. Like, I literally call the Milk District the Sandwich District because I'm like, if you be remiss, like, if you pretty much could, I've done it. I've done a sandwich eating tour there where I've walked. I did on my 60th sandwich eat up when I used to do eat ups. And I got my proclamation from the mayor for National Sandwich Day on
That's
November
so
3rd.
cool.
We ate at, I got to go and I talked to, like, all the, like, I was like, we did a walking tour, and I tell people, I'm like, listen, I'm like, you really can't go wrong. Go to the Milk District, go and, like, I went to Badass, ate at Badass, we went to Pom Poms, we then we had Stasio's, and then we finished off at Beefy King. And I
Nice.
was like, you really can, like, literally walk. And I'm like, and that's just the sum. I'm
Ooh,
like,
now I'm
there's so many
craving
more.
Beefy King.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many places that you can walk to. So I tell people, I'm like, it just really depends on where you are for sandwiches, because I'm like, it just, and what you're in the mood for. What is it that you want to eat? Because that's the beauty of the sandwich. I mean, you can pretty much have different variations and versions of it. Go from banh mi to the Bayou to get a po' boy. I mean, and that's the thing I love about it, and that's one of the reasons why I just, you really can't go wrong, because you can have a Spanish version of it. And it's like amazing the different flavors that you can add to it and put on it. And all of them obviously have the same main thing, which is great bread, and then great ingredients to it.
So, we've talked about how we both love bologna sandwiches.
Yes.
There are other kid sandwiches that I ate. I always want to ask people because I feel like they're love-hate things. So here's one: cream cheese and jelly.
Yes, because in Spanish world, we do guayaba y queso.
Okay, so it's like the same. Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
similar to that. Yeah.
So yeah, so cream cheese and jelly was a thing that I grew up eating, and I still like it.
But
And
what did you have it on?
whatever
Like,
my
was
mom
it
gave,
bread
it was
or was
usually
it crackers?
no, it was usually bread. My mom would put
Okay.
it in bread.
Because I would have sometimes with crackers. They
But
would do
like if
like the
I
saltine
brought that
cracker.
to camp or something or school, there was always a couple of kids that were like, "Ew, what is that?" You know?
Yes.
I always had the gross thing. I like tuna fish. I still like tuna fish.
It's
Again, I feel like it's another very underrated
I
sandwich.
I I told it's funny. That's funny because when you said that, ew, I was like, the first thing I thought of was my daughter. My daughter will tell me, she's like, don't make tuna fish, Dad, when I'm home. I could smell it. And I was like, but it's good.
Yeah, stay in your room then. I'll eat
Yeah.
what I
I'm
want.
like,
This
correct.
is my house.
Yeah. So yes, tuna fish. Is there any place that you actually will go and eat tuna, like a tuna fish
Not
sandwich?
enough places make tuna fish sandwiches, but I would
So,
try it.
and it's funny that you're saying this
They make
because
chicken salad, but they don't make tuna
uh,
fish.
a few weeks ago I went to Jersey Mike's and that's what I wanted to eat, was their tuna salad.
I
But
ordered
it
it
was
once at Wawa just to
I've
see
never
how it
had
was.
tuna salad at Wawa, but I have had chicken salad at Wawa. And that's how I tell people, I'm like, if I'm willing to have chicken salad at Wawa, then like, I had chicken salad and I added bacon to it.
Chicken salad and bacon. That used to be a special at my dad's coffee shop. That would be
Really?
like yeah, that would be like a special sandwich. Chicken salad and bacon. And sometimes people would just order it, but I think they needed the prompt. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And they would get it. Yeah, I tried it because I was curious to see how it was. It was fine. I wouldn't order it
Yeah.
again. Turkey is my go-to at Wawa, but I wavered. I tried the roast beef once, wasn't crazy about the roast beef there. I tried the tuna, liked it better than the roast beef, but I still like the turkey the best. But I
I
was
usually,
curious because I like tuna fish.
yeah, and they offered it.
Yeah, and most places don't. So
Correct. My Wawa sub usually is, sometimes I'll do like their Italian version. I just like I go or I just do the roast beef and cheese, but that's usually because I want something quick and easy and grab, and I just like roast beef cheese, that's fine. Yes, some condiments and stuff like that on it. I do like the fact that they put roasted red peppers in their at least they used to in their sandwiches. That's
I
something I
like the
think.
choice of the spicy pepper, banana pepper, and then they also have the sweet peppers.
Yes.
So I'll mix that up a little bit. But yeah, I haven't found anything that I like there better than just the turkey shorty.
What what other sandwiches did you have as a kid growing up that were not as popular, or that, or did you make do you make lunch, like when you used to make lunch for your kids, your girls? Did you was there any sandwiches or anything like that that you would make that they would be like, why are
Um,
you making me this, mom?
I don't
I'm
know.
like,
I
why you
probably
say eat
shouldn't talk
this?
about anything with my kids because they'll be like,
Okay.
"Don't talk about me." So I'm not
My
going.
parents used to give me tuna, but I wouldn't get tuna. I was always the husky kid, so my parents always told me I couldn't have tuna sandwiches, so I would have tuna in like a little Tupperware, and I hated it.
Yeah, because it's not a sandwich. Would they
Correct.
no crackers? Like
No
tuna
crackers.
tuna out of a bowl, or on salad is like that's like me depriving myself.
Correct.
I want to put it on a bagel, two
Yes.
two halves, and eat both.
That's so it's okay. So it's funny that you say that, because that's how I like eating. I know everyone like, oh, this guy eats sandwiches, everything. I
I don't
don't.
believe in the bagel sandwich.
Tuna in tuna I do like it. I like it on a bagel, and I like having it like two halves so I can
Toasted,
enjoy.
open face. Yeah,
Yes. I do the
100%.
same thing with chicken salad. My
Yes.
wife just made me chicken salad, and that's how she did. She goes, "How do you want it? As a sandwich?" And I said, "No, toasted. I want two toasted pieces of the, Dave's Killer Bread, and I want you to put a little bit of condiment on it, and I want you to put the chicken salad on both tops, and then just hand it to me like that." I'm like,
Wait, on
I
bread you do that?
I only will do that. I'll do that for like chicken salad and tuna salad. I will do tuna and chicken salad. I like eating it open. I do like eating it like where it's like almost like I guess you would call it like not a brioche. Like when you have a like a bruschetta, like where you basically I just want the
Right.
topping on the top. I don't want it like a sandwich.
Yeah, no, for me, I'll have sandwiches all day, but with bagels, I don't you know how much I love bagels.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like toasted bagels, but if I don't like bagels for sandwiches. The only thing that I would really put on a bagel and make a sandwich would be like a couple of slices of cheese and I would smush it after it was toasted. I don't think I bagels are like, even when I eat like lox and cream cheese on a bagel, like I'll eat it if that's the way they give it to me. If I'm driving, because we know I like to eat and drive, I would eat a bagel sandwich with cream cheese like while driving. But I don't think I like bagels open faced with stuff on it.
We'll have to talk more about bagels in the future, but I will
My dog
for
is
sure. But I will say, like, I do, like, there's some things where I will do like that, where I'm like, I'll eat the bagel where it's like I'd rather have two halves. I did have a bagel. I actually had a bagel today, but I basically just put some like turkey on it and some cheese with cream cheese on it,
yeah.
and just made it into a sandwich and just
Never
ate it.
do that. I just don't.
Um,
I don't know why. I just don't. But
Interesting.
tuna is great. Tuna salad, egg
Yes.
salad, chicken salad.
Yep.
Didn't I tell you?
Un-
Oh, we're gonna eat bagels soon. We have
we are.
bagel plans. Yeah,
We do have
I'm gonna
bagel
make you
plans.
herring and cream sauce, and it's gonna be delicious.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to eating bagels, and we'll definitely be able to talk about what makes a bagel and what we like about bagels,
Yes.
and we'll definitely be able to kind of hit quite a bit of those topics. I'm looking forward to it. It's also going to be our first time eating together,
Yes.
at least for the show. We've eaten together, but it'll be good to be able to actually do this and do it for the show, and we'll take some video and stuff to be able to show, and we'll record, and you won't hear us chewing, but we'll definitely be able to talk bagels for sure, which I think is going to be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, I think that's our show for this week. It was great to be able to kind of chat a little bit about everything from egg doughs to the Bayou Kitchen. We talked about everything from like I will say like the deli classics of egg salad, tuna salad, chicken salad.
I love
Um,
those. I think
which are
chicken salad
underrated.
is my least favorite. Like I think I like the smelly things that people don't like more often more. But I will say this, Hinckley's Fancy Meats, they make a great chicken salad. They make a very tasty chicken salad over there.
And we're going to be on a quest to look for the bologna sandwich.
Oh, I love bologna sandwiches. I do. That
We
brunchy
may,
one at Red Light.
I know. I want to try that one.
Nobody makes it cold. That's the way I like it.
I think we should buy. I think when we see each other, we should bring. You should just bring. I'll buy some good bologna from the deli and just
That's why
make
you
a
got to go to that Mama Napoli because they have the Mortadella, which me and my friend Anthony call marshmallow bologna.
marshmallow bologna.
and they and they serve it cold and it's delicious.
All right, we'll have to check that out and have it as a high class bologna. Not that they would want to hear that.
I love that they say high class bologna. I love
Yeah.
that it's high class because there are globs of fat in it. Like that's why it's high class.
Yes. Well, because it's called Mortadella. It's like
Oh,
it's like
okay. Okay.
better. It's like a better name than just bologna.
Well, that's because everything sounds better in Italian.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, that's our show for today. Definitely thanks for listening. Definitely hit the subscribe, tell your friends. We'd love to hear some feedback. If you're listening, we love to hear from you. So definitely let us know.
Guests too in the coming weeks. We're gonna have some people with us.
Yes,
So
we're just trying different things, folks. We're just trying different things. We just want to be able to entertain you, be able to provide you with some places to eat, think about, be able to kind of hopefully laugh and kind of share some time with us, and then and hopefully we look forward to talking more with you. And but thanks for listening, and have a good night. Bye everyone.